Hello. Um, the video I'm going to make today is about, since we are currently building our home, I'm going to try to see if I could share some tips and tricks I have learned along the way to see if that might help anybody else who might be building a house. We are currently building our house all by ourselves. We do not have a general contractor. We do not have subcontractors, so I will not have any tips on that. My husband is a union carpenter, so he is building the house himself. I am the mother of two children, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So in my first video, the tips I'm going to give are on selecting a lot and picking a house plan. This is totally just my experience and my likes and interests, so it might not work for everyone. Well, is that you? Yeah. My son is coming downstairs, so he might be on this video. We'll see. First is buying a lot. One of the most important... Oh, there he is. Hi, you want to say hello? You have video?
Hello.
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 Hello. My tips on buying a lot in order to have a comfortable home for your future is I really like flat lots. The most important thing to me was trying to find, oops, is the doggy bothering you? A flat lot, and I successfully did that. The lot that we have is very flat on top. It has a slight dip in the middle, and then it's flat throughout the backyard. That allows for us to have a walkout basement, which we are very happy about. We also were very interested in a quiet street, so we bought a lot on a cul-de-sac in order to have to help control traffic flow. So we do not have tons of cars buzzing by in front of our house. It's a very quiet road, and we are on very close to a cul-de-sac, so it really controls traffic flow. So that's basically the best tips for picking one out. I enjoy a flat lot on a quiet street. I would probably look for that. Also, our lot was cheap enough that we were able to pay cash for it. So we do not have to add our lot to our home loan. We owned our lot outright before we even started. So that really saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hi. The way we got it so cheap is our neighborhood is actually a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
But it's very secluded and it's kind of far away from a city. It's kind of in the country. So property here is a little cheaper. So
Yeah.
if you are interested, if you are okay with living, do you want to go upstairs and play?
No.
Okay. If you are okay with living in the country, land can sometimes be cheaper because it's not so close to a big city. We do live in a neighborhood that we have like our own village board, and we are on city water, so I do not have to deal with a well. We are on city water. But it's far enough in the country that land is cheaper. Also, if you can't afford to do it that way, if you can't find land cheap enough to buy it for cash, another suggestion that I have is to maybe find a lot first, spend several years paying that off. It is your dream home, so it might take a few years to pay that off. But if you, once you spend a few years paying off your lot and you can start your build, you know, without having to add the lot to your loan. Okay, those are basically my tips on finding a lot. That's what I was looking for when I bought mine. I also, another one is I wanted a lot in the country because I didn't really want to have a lot of neighbors. We have no backyard neighbors, and we never will, because our backyard is flat, but then it hits a ravine, and the ravine goes down and then up to people far away. So we will never have a backyard neighbor. Now looking to buy a house plan. Things that I looked for mine, because everyone's tastes are different. People's needs and wants are different, but this is what I looked for my lot, for my house plans. My dream was I really wanted to have a wraparound porch. So I looked for home loans or home plans that had wraparound porches. So I had my budget, that I had to stay in, and I wanted a wraparound porch. So that really narrowed it down for me. There were other things I did not want to sacrifice on. And there are other things that I wanted, but I was willing to sacrifice on in order to have my wraparound porch. So a wraparound porch was important to me. So first you have to pick the style you want, whether you want to have a ranch or, you know, whatever style you want. I'm trying to build a farmhouse. The theme, the style is a farmhouse. We don't live on a farm, but that's the style is a farmhouse. I wanted to have a house where all the rooms were upstairs. I like all the sleeping rooms upstairs. I do not like having sleeping rooms on the main level. Another thing to look for in a home plan is a home plan that will allow you to have a drop zone. That was very important to me. What a drop zone to me is a place when you walk in the house you can drop everything, like your purse, your diaper bag, your coat, your hat, things like that. And a place to store things that when you need to leave the house, you can pick them up quicker. We have a mudroom off our garage.
A garage, yeah.
Okay, there you go. And we are building lockers in it, so every member of the family will have their own space to hang up their book bag, for me to put my diaper bag, purse, hats, coats, shoes, all that stuff. So try to find a house that might have an entryway. It was important to me. That was something that was important to me. Another thing that's very important to me is to have an area that has multi-purposes. Not your living room, not your dining room, not your kitchen. Some sort of an office or area for your hobbies. It doesn't have to be a whole room. It could be a little cutout to a room or a built-in of some kind. We happen to have a multi-purpose room and office.
Batman.
Your Batman car?
Yeah.
Cute.
It's fine.
Yeah. So a room that might serve multiple purposes was very important to me. Another thing to look for is focus on your dining area. Whether it's a dining room, whether it's an eating kitchen, it doesn't matter. Make sure you have plenty of space there. I don't entertain a lot. I don't have very many people over for dinner, but there will be at least once or twice or more a year that you will have a birthday party or some other thing that you need to feed other people. The house that we sold, the dining space in that house was so small that the 1 or 2 times a year I had people over, it was so cramped. It was just not fun. It was not a pleasure. It was not fun to have people over because it was just so cramped and no one can get around, get refills or whatever. So, pay special attention to your dining area. Even if you don't have people over, if you do, you're going to want space for people to eat. Another thing that was important to me was to have my kitchen sink under a window. Try to pick a home plan where your kitchen's on an exterior wall that has a window and place your sink there. I enjoy having my kitchen sink under my window. I actually am going to have 2 sinks in my kitchen. I have a farm sink under my window, and then I have a Peninsula that I will have a double basin under mount stainless steel sink. That's unusual. That's something extra that I'm getting, but at least one of my sinks is under a window. I like that. This next one might sound funny, but I've learned the hard way with this. You need to have a front and a back door. The house we sold had a front door and a side door, and when I moved into the house, I really thought it was no big... When we bought it and moved in, I really thought it was no big deal. If I needed to get to the backyard, I would just walk out the side and walk around. Really didn't think it was a big deal. Turned out it was. It was a pain not having a back door. If you have a dog, if you have a barbecue in the backyard and you need to bring dishes in and out, clean up, it was a pain. Make sure you have a back door to your house. Not a front and a side door, a front and a back door at least. My house actually has a front door, a side door, and a back door. I do have 3 exits to my house. The side door is probably excessive, but I wanted it. Sorry that my son's screaming over there. He's playing. And the last tip I have is main floor laundry. Try to find a house with main floor laundry. I have lived in houses that did not. The house we're currently living in does not, and it is a pain. I am much more efficient when I have main floor laundry. Coming up and downstairs with all my baskets is a hassle, and I'm definitely not as efficient as I was when I did rent a house that had main floor laundry. And that's basically all the tips I have for you today. If you have any tips, leave me a comment, and maybe that might help someone else.